Live from San Diego, this is KUSI News.
All right, the San Diego housing market has the median home price remaining at $900,000, and it's been sitting there all summer. But what does it all mean to the home buyer or the seller? Here to tell us more is licensed California real estate broker Mark Powell. Mark, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Danica.
This sounds like a lot of money. And when I say a $900,000, what size home are we talking about here about? That's the median price.
It's going to hover around 1,400 to 1,500 square feet. Your standard 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, unremarkable, is going to be $900,000. And to translate that into a mortgage payment, if you put 20% down on a $900,000 house, that's $180,000. Your mortgage payment is still going to be $5,000 a month at least, plus interest, taxes, and insurance. And if you live in a high fire zone, you have to pay for that special severe fire insurance plan.
So it just seems impossible. I mean, you'd have to have, what kind of income would you have to have for your home just to be able to buy a house like that?
Okay, in order to buy a median price home in San Diego, you're going to have to make about $230,000 a year. Wow. But that's okay if you're a couple and you're each putting in the same amount. However, not everybody has that option. So what we're seeing, though, is prices are coming down. It used to be $1 million. So now they're at $900,000. So as these prices are reducing, more people can afford them. And the reason why they're reducing is because of the interest rates. It's making it more difficult for people to afford a median price home here in San Diego.
So it's becoming a little bit more of a buyer's market, you're saying, right? There are more opportunities for buyers.
That's exactly right, Danica. So what buyers can do now is they have more negotiating powers. So they're negotiating price reductions, they're negotiating credits towards closing costs or credits to reduce that interest rate. They're also asking for repairs. And it's a big wake-up call for sellers, because sellers are not going to get those same prices that they got in 2020, and they're not going to get those same offers. Remember, people were putting in offers, I'll remove all my contingencies. I just want this house now.
Yes, I was there. I was trying to buy a home at the time, 2020, 2021, and it was really hard.
Yes.
It was a seller's market back then. It was very tough on our family. We were looking, and it was hard. The interest rates were a lot lower, though, at the time, too. Things have changed. You're saying now the mortgage rates have increased, and that could be a good thing for buyers?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because homes are staying on the market longer, buyers are not putting in those offers, so sellers are being forced to reduce their home. Because when a house stays on the market too long, it becomes something called a stale listing. That means, well, what's wrong with this house? Why is it on the market? Do they have problems? No, they're just overpriced. So sellers need to come to terms that they're not going to be able to sell their house for the price that they may see on some online site. They need to talk to a licensed realtor, and they need to find out what the house is really worth in the market, in that particular market.
So it's better for buyers. What would you advise to sellers, if there's some specific advice to help them out?
For sellers, I advise them to prepare their home for sale prior to putting it on the market. Take care of those repairs. Make sure that you have all of your finances in order for when you're prepared to move. And because if somebody's selling their house, they have to go somewhere else to buy a house. And just remember, there's something called capital gains taxes when you sell a house. So for a single person, they get a clearance of $250,000 for their capital gains. Anything over, they pay taxes. For a couple, it's $500,000. And then for the buyers, it's really important for the buyers to act aggressively. And I can tell you, acting aggressively is a term that the sellers interpret as a lowball offer. But don't be worried. You can put those offers in, and oftentimes you might get lucky and they might accept it.
Okay, lots to talk about here. Some good news in many ways.
Yes.
But thank you so much, Mark, for coming in tonight and chatting with us and breaking it down for us. Thank you. Appreciate you.
My pleasure.